The Little Mermaid, a tolerance fable from the fairy kingdom. Once upon a time, in the far-off kingdom of the fairies, there lived a little mermaid who was different from many of the other fairy folk. She had a deep love for the ocean and the creatures who lived within its depths. This made her a bit of an outcast in the fairy kingdom, as most fairies longed for the fields and hills of their kingdom. Still, the Little Mermaid never lost her love for the ocean, and she would often venture out to the beach and watch the sea creatures frolic and play in the waves. She was captivated by the freedom and joy of the creatures, and admired how they were accepted without judgment by the ocean. One day, the Little Mermaid sat on the shore looking out at the waves and wishing she could be a part of the mermaids' world. Suddenly, a fairy appeared beside her and told her that if she wanted to join the creatures in the ocean she could, but only if she was willing to give something up in return. The Little Mermaid thought long and hard about what she would give up for such a chance. She eventually decided to give up her wings, for she knew that the ocean was her true home and that becoming a mermaid would mean that she wouldn't have to be an outsider anymore. And with that, the fairy granted her wish and the Little Mermaid was transformed into a mermaid. At first, the other mermaids were a little hesitant to accept the Little Mermaid into their group. They were used to being around other mermaids who looked like them, who had the same coloring and features. But the Little Mermaid was different, with her colorful tail and unique features. Still, the Little Mermaid's joy and enthusiasm was contagious, and before long, the other mermaids found themselves drawn to her too. They began to accept and embrace her differences, and the Little Mermaid quickly became an integral part of the mermaids' community. Word of the Little Mermaid's journey soon spread throughout the fairy kingdom, and many of the fairies were inspired by her courage and willingness to embrace her differences. They began to understand that accepting and celebrating our differences is a powerful act of tolerance and love, and that it can bring us all closer.